Today we look at the wizard. The wizard is a long-range, high-damage rogue class who specializes on single-point, concentrated damage. Its ability, the spell bomb, fires a ball of bullets at wherever the user's cursor is present, allowing the wizard to stand back and delete enemies at click of button. Due to the nature of a wizard, it is often reserved within the back line of a group, providing much needed group damage as well as clearing when exploring the dungeons. So you want to play the wizard? Well, for starters, we should take a look at the stats. For an 8/8 wizard, the most notable stats are DX and attack, in which wizard is the only one,
at the time of writing,
to have both stats at its maximum. This makes the wizard a highly offensive class and a reliable damage dealer. However, do not let this overlook the fact that wizard has one of the worst survivability in the roster. Having the minimum health, minimum defense, and the speed of diet, the wizard will have a hard time recovering if ambushed. When starting out as the wizard, always keep your distance from your enemies and utilize the range of your staff and spell bombs. You should never get too close to them unless their patterns are predictable or if it is safe to do so. It's time to look at the abilities of a wizard, in which he has men. The spell bombs are great, however the flaw as to why wizards keep missing a third of the shots is due to how spell bombs are created. Spell bombs are created from the center of a tile within the realm. This means that unless the enemy is direct above the center of tile, some shots would miss from the linear wall. Wizards can practice perfect spell bombing, or consider other superior options. The other spells that don't suffer that much from the mechanics are the recurring terror spell, Spore Spray spell, Genesis spell, and Tablet of a King's Avatar, featuring either returning shots or area of effect like damage options, having great consistency and outperforming the standard tiered spells. Too bad most of these spells are rare, most of which dropping from exalt dungeons that are difficult, or have ridiculous low drop rates, or both. Unless you frequently run Discord raids, or don't suffer from skill issue. The only spell an wizard ever needs is the recurring terror spell. Dropping from the parasitic chambers, this fleshy piece of literature shoots in a parametric pattern, where all the shots eventually return to the sender. This parametric pattern swirls the terror spell's projectiles around the origin of fire, which also lingers. This is great as the terror spell is easier to aim with, but also acts as mini minefields for more complicated foes. For any wizard, try and get this spell no matter the cost. Kill the colony, kill your forge, or kill your time. Either way, it will greatly improve wizards' performance. For the weapons, the staff classes can just always use the OL reliable Staff of the Cosmic Pole for general purposes, but there are some notable staves to consider for some situations. Staff of Extreme Prejudice deals incredible damage for essentially no range, and should only be used if the enemy is incredibly weak or cannot attack back, such as an event chest. Wizards can further boost its ridiculous high damage due to its attack and dex stats, although be careful using this around the mysterious crystal. Tezacottle's Tail, or Comet of Calamity, a slow and high damaging staff that can armor pierce. With a range of 9, this staff is great for sniping single high defense enemies if the time arises. Staff of a Crystal Serpent, great for early game wizards with a range of 9 and higher fire rate. A suitable staff until you get the T10 staff. Staff of Unholy Sacrifice, while dealing high damage with good crowd control, fires backwards. As a wizard, this may limit the ability to spell bomb. For rogues, General Robe of a Grand Sorcerer, or G-Sorc is good for general purposes, however there are some notable robes for the wizard. The Soulless Robe, or Water Dragon Silk Robe can help the wizard with survivability, providing extra defense and health or providing healing respectively. Robe of a Mad Scientist discounts your spell bomb costs, enabling wizards to spam and obliterate anything with spell bombs. Anointed Robe is a good damage-centric robe for those who can't do Oryx's Sanctuary, providing an extra 3x compared to the Grand Sorcerer. And either Vesture of Duality or Diplomatic Robe for those who can do Oryx's Sanctuary, granting even more attack stats for those that can handle it. For rings, and survival ring, such as Ring of Exalted Health or Ring of a Pyramid are great general options for the wizard. However, for as slow as the wizard is, a great swap out is the Snake Eye Ring, which grants speedy on ability use. Incredibly helpful for escaping when ambushed or rushing through enemies, especially for the wizard. Now that you know how to play the wizard, go out there and blow up some gods.